So when you start this program, first you see is this head, let's say, and you can control the camera by QEWSD as usual, and scrolling mouse up and down, you can go up and down, obviously. So this one is editor, but here I try to share the link to the compiled file. And first time I see this game compiled, so now I'm running from compiled version that is so fast. So everything works as expected, because previously I was using a virtual machine, and this game is made in Game Maker Studio too. So it's running on one core, and I'm abusing GPU a lot. As you see in editor, we have quite low FPS. It is just part of the editor. If you want to start the gameplay, you're gonna see something like that. You press F1. We're gonna be controlling this guy over there behind the tree. So we press F1 to see the menu. Make it bigger, way, and you start the simple gameplay menu. Later on I explain other functions, but there will be not much use for now. Of course you can make your own level, but there will be just few guys you can control. And F1 is closing this menu, you don't need it now. So you have simple gameplay menu. Now when you press the no editor gameplay, there's gonna be a screen that is generating vertex buffers. So it's gonna compile all the level to one vertex buffer, and by using those information from those spheres, we are now in editor gizmo mode. Because of that, it's gonna create a grass and stuff and so on to another great vertex buffer. So it's gonna take a while, like it can be up to a few minutes, and then I show where is the file. Usually it is in application data user and the program name. So the program name came out from that I started with the kid to show him some matrix operations, and yeah, it is called that way. He have a son file and I have father file. So now we go to the no editor gameplay, and there will be generation. So we see this generating and so on. Let's cut it off and wait a bit. Maybe I'm gonna print here some information. So it is generating everything now. We are stuck in the loop, so nothing is gonna happen. Just wait a second, and yeah, waiting. Program is generating stuff. Oh, it's freeze. So is this recording or not? Yeah, it's recording. Okay. So after this freeze, we are now in gameplay. As we see, we have absolutely high FPS because we are in no editor gameplay. So we see some grass and stuff and different things. And here we have a guy. To take a control over him, he's now controlled by pad 0. You can switch it to K-mouse, so you will be moving it that way, same way as camera and way as AD, and there is a shift and control to run or something, and space to jump. So we are now turning off controls of our camera. It is not controlled. Now we're turning off our camera. We're turning our guy, so he's now controlled, and we press camera. Wait a second, I'm gonna take a pad because this keyboard makes sounds. Okay, he is now active. He is now in idle mode. We can of course have control over camera and just watch it. Okay, and now we have camera behind him, F1, hiding the menu, and now we can use the controller to move around. So I never seen this game running that fast. It is like in Game Maker Studio, 120 FPS with those shaders. Oh, I running in on i5, so it is a potato, like 8 megabyte RAM or something like that, and resolution we have here is 1920 1080, but I checked it on different resolutions, like smaller, because I can get any higher. So 800 by 600 works still, but menus are hard to read because text is transformed and scaled. So we can run around and see the stuff, and like you see in the previous video, there is nothing new here. So yeah, basically this. I fixed some issues with turning from climbing to catching the terrain. So here is the corridor. If you keep holding fast run button, you're gonna start running faster. And if you hold the jump during the running, he's gonna jump. So the steps will be wide. Here we have an exit, back to the location where we started. I didn't place the grass overall, so here it's starting. This grass is generated automatically, so you just place the sphere where you expect to have something, and the biome is generated by the values in the sphere. So you can get some flowers or only grass and such stuff. They have no colliders, this is just vertex buffer to be seen. And this is one of the issues, yeah, like edges, but now he's catching them. It takes some time, but he's catching them. And yeah, we can go and see the school. This is one new entrance, because we have some few entrances to the levels. So this is entrance to dungeon, same as we had previously, we are living, but it is just different vertex buffer. So the dungeon should look like a dungeon in old school games, so that we have it. Okay, things I put in the game. Mostly I'm working now on the assets, so let's leave our guy here. He's now locked, so he's not active, he's not doing anything. And we are back to our camera. So things I was working mostly about are the shaders. So now I get the consistency I expected. If you want to get it a bit faster or just skip the shaders, so those we had are in the camera menu. Like here we have the camera menu, and this is camera 1 and camera 2. Camera 2 is doing nothing for now, but it exists. You can place it, or you can switch the current camera to call it to the second one or something like that. Okay, so it's working mostly in the editor. So we can turn on the grid to see the grid. The default grid I'm using is for creating assets. It's 8080. It works best with the proportion I took and the selection of collision handler. So we can see I'm here, like okay. So this is the grid. It's do nothing more than just be seen. It's a shader. We can of course shift it if we want to measure something precisely. but I don't have a use for this for now. It's just some lattice we work with. And now we have blur distance. So without blur, it's crispy outside the view range, quite crispy. It is blending both colors. Here we have colors. Here we have transformed normals with normal maps. And they are a bit disturbed by shader. Those are not disturbed by shader, but I have no use for them any longer, so they just stay here. And this is this crosshatch we see here. It is used for mixing colors and doing stuff like that. So if we put the blur distance, so those two are blended. Okay, let's go back to the single surface. Yep. So here we have outline shader. Without outline shader, we have no outline. So there are those vertex buffers I create as assets. Secondary outline, if you have the first one, or without, it's working. It is separating the object, so it's give a bit contrast because I'm old and blind. And crosshatch operator is something working with how much it should blend in with the given view. So one surface with another. Here we can shift obviously what it does. So we can change also the saturation and star value and gamma if you have a screen that is showing something else. Then expected color, I keep this to dark on. We can move our sun. So nothing unexpected. It is normalizing this vector behind the scenes. It is just positioned for us to be more readable. And we can change the light operator. So the light, because I don't like the dark games that you see shit because you're in dungeon and you really don't know what is going on, like it is tiring my eyes. So here we have light from 0, which is -1, means not lightened by sun, and 1 and 2 where it is sunlighted, or 3 or something like that. Then it is splitted and we get some nice number by filtering data from 0 to 1. So let's see how it works. This is maximum light. You see it is very saturated. And we can make it a bit darker. So, but there will be no place that is 0 light value. So even if color gets very black, it is because of crosshatch or some other functions that touch your data, but generally there will be no absolute darkness. The shader that is working on the biome is not affected for now with this. Didn't have time to make it. Okay, and the next thing we have, this. Okay, we can switch a texture for terrain, so pure white. So now we have a comic from 1960. This is black and white. It is just desaturated color and some sepia. Same with biome. So this is pure white. black and white, and sepia. And that's most what we have here.